Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stream. It is a new day. It is a new stream. Happy Monday. It is Monday. It is a new week. It is a new week with a new possibilities. Last stream we ended. Ooh. What up? What up, Sefi? How's it going? How's it going? What are you grinding in Warframe? Weeklies mastery. I want to get to MR17 because I wanted to buy a weapon. I didn't have MR17 and I didn't get it in time, dude. It's so hard to grind mastery, dude. It's hard to grind mastery. Today we'll do some Warframe grinding. Like I was saying, we'll do some Warframe mastery grinding, and then we'll do some reacts. Also, how's it going, man? Long time no see. Long time no see. How you been? How you been? Let's pull this up. Oop. Oop. Open something by mistake. Not what I meant to do. Yeah, how's it going, Waterman? Welcome, 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 welcome. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Thank you for the sub. Thank you for the sub. Damn. W Waterman. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What a way to start the stream. What a way to start the stream. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What a way to start the week, actually. Appreciate it. Thank you. Been good. I just got into weeklies at 25, but didn't do this rank up mission. It's annoying. And I think MR17 is enough. I think from what I know, like all the weapons and everything you need just are like the mastery requirement to like unlock most of the stuff. In fact, like all of the stuff in the game is like MR17. So it should be fine. MR25 is like well above that, so it's fine. It's fine. I tried to grind, like I tried getting from MR14 to 17 in 3 days. Didn't happen. I did get MR16 though. Let's hit a credit booster actually, because we're gonna grind stuff anyway. Might as well get a credit booster. Would like some credits. Redeploy them. Let's go check our foundry. But I did the math. I did the maths and yeah, I was nowhere close to getting to MR17, dude. Look at all these things, and I was nowhere close to it, unfortunately. It is what it is. It is what it is. Nothing we can do there. Red shot on 99. Damn. Ooh, I need to do missions then. So, okay, explain to me how this works. So, is it like one mission per day? So, if I do like 3 missions, I get the shard? Is that what it is? Like, do I have to like complete this? Like, I don't understand the calendar progression. Because it's not like real time. Can do all, like how? That is what I'm asking. Like, how does the calendar work? How does the in-game calendar work? Sorry, I have a little bit of cold, so if you see me sniffling, like, you know. So there was a quest day, so I just have to do the quest. There's no like, I thought like you have to do like I was looking at the blank spaces and I was like, maybe I have to do like some extra missions to unlock them or something. Okay. So what we're gonna do is, did I get any like other weapons? No. I mean, anything? Okay. That's what's been throwing me off. I'm like, there are blank spaces, so does it matter? Apparently not. Let's do Bronco is secondary, right? And then we do a melee, and then we equip these, go do some missions, level them up while we are doing the 99 missions. So we can get the mastery. If any of the weapons I'm leveling up are good, let me know, by the way. So I don't sell them. What's the challenge? Kill 150 with abilities. Easy. Let me see what bounties are available for standing. I'm gonna up my standing anyway. Also, do you guys watch the Detroit review? It's not like a review. I don't know what it is actually. I just tried to narrate it like a story, but I don't know if it came out good. I was thinking if I should do more reviews like that. What a health scrub? I think exterminate just works better. I think. Can you get antivirus mods? Did you finish the game? Detroit? Yeah, I did. Finished it day before yesterday. Finished it, uploaded, recorded the whole thing, uploaded it yesterday. That's why I wasn't streaming yesterday. I liked the game so much. I was like, I have to make a video about it. Is game gonna play next? I don't know, honestly. I'm really confused. I don't know what I should play. Should I play one more choices matter like Telltale? Should I play Death Stranding, Kingdom Come? There are like so many good games. I got Dishonored on sale. I have Devil May Cry, Tomb Raider. What else? Tomb Raider, Uncharted, bunch of games. I'm going to stream Awakey. If you're 2 years here, I know. Yes, I was just waiting. I was like, no, where is he? Tomb Raider and Uncharted are really good, yeah. So I have both of them. So do I start Tomb Raider next? But who is this Black Rabbit? How are you MR21 and dead? What is happening with you? Are you okay? Okay, I'm not going that far away. Fuck it. So late today, I just had some work to do. Today and tomorrow are my last working days, so they really want me to turn in all. They really want to make me work as much as possible while I'm with them. So what it is. You're playing Uriel. This is why he died. You know what? True. Play Uriel, dude. Play Uriel. Answer to all your questions. Let's see. By the way, Vicky, how's the DBH review? It's not even a review, right? I don't even tell you anything about the game. It's more like a story narration. Kind of tried something. I don't know if it turned out good or no. So it was more like I was telling a story that I had in my mind. I was sharing like a fanfic. Is what it felt like. That goes to show no matter what MR or LR you are, those toxic Eximus will get you, dude. Toxic Eximus will get you. No matter what rank you are. Click to... Oop, there is all my health and shit back. Yep. Dude, the 2 is so good on Uriel. My god. You take over shield as well, true. I'm just trying to do... there is a red shard on 99 calendar. So I'm just getting to get that. Oh, I haven't checked the weekly reset actually. Let me do that real quick. I can't do it here. I have to leave. Do I really want to leave? I don't want to leave right now. What do I need for my next one? I need to go Arthur. What do I need for my next rank up? I just need money. I have everything else. Easy. I get hot and fresh, and then one more. I have pizza party. It was good, but it was very icky watching you be so posh, soft, and polite, dude. That was my storyteller voice. That's how I talk. What do you mean? What do you mean? Like if I'm streaming anytime in the evening, you'll hear me talk like that though. Aspire channel in the Discord, yeah, it died before it could happen with it. I put it down like a sick dog. Why? Murder, yeah. One was I was trying to upload a video and it got copyright strike immediately. And I was like, I can't be bothered with this. And the second reason was, I'm like, dude, my first channel has what, 50 subscribers? Do I really want to start a different channel when my main one isn't even doing anything? I should focus on like growing one and then maybe think about starting a slop. There's no point in starting a slop channel if there is no main channel, you know? That's why. So instead of starting a second channel, I'll try and make some offline content like the DBH video for my main channel, you know? What the fuck was that? Why will pin more points now? I was just adjusting some prices, that's all. No specific reason. Inflation. Can I pick it up? I did not pick it up. Fuck me. Okay. I saw something here. I spy a key to supply cache. I spy one more there. Yes, come on, one more. Pick it up. Why can't I pick it up? I see it here. I can't pick it up, dude. Come on. Fuck. The cache is gonna get destroyed. No fair. User operator. Hey yo. Genius. Ooh, 1 second buzzer beater. Let's go. W Waterman, thanks for letting me know. I don't know why that doesn't work sometimes. Is it like a model thing? Does my own model block me from like grabbing stuff? Me when I'm jabbing to copyright free music. I don't want to change the thumbnail for the DBH video. I didn't change it. I made 3 and I'm testing them. So whenever you like for like a week, whenever you open it, you will see a different one because it's just testing different ones. So I uploaded 3 and it's just testing which one gets the most click through. That's all. There's some glitch. Do I have enough? How much do I need for the rank up? 100,000, right? 100,000. 100,000. And dude, my shit won't level up. What do you want? What do you mean I just hit level 5? That's so dumb. This is why SO is better for leveling up stuff. Allowing negative space in my thumbnails. Do simple thumbnails look sick? I'll agree. I like simple thumbnails. All my things are private now. Why? You shy? Dude, I wish I could just jump off my bike. So funny. The weapons don't even do any damage, dude. Fear my... I don't know. What do I have? Ether dagger? Ether spear? Ether scythe? Okay. Makes sense. Dude, it is gonna happen to me also at some point, I feel like. I don't know how it hasn't so far. One of these days, I feel like someone who knows me is gonna find my streams and my VODs and stuff. It'll be fun, but it will be funny to see their reaction though. Boom. Anyway, you guys got any special plans this week? I got a little cold. It's so annoying. My nose has been dripping. Reaction to your amazing chat, amazing clips. Yeah, dude. Oof. If nothing else, the amount of times I swear on stream, I think would be enough for them to disown me. Wait for... Yeah, it's over. What do you mean? Did you not realize? What is this? It would be funny if something happened when I shot there. Boom. I'm not doing supply cache. It's a waste of time. Especially when I'm alone. A lot of shopping. Hey, look at you shopping. I hate shopping, I swear. For me, I mean. I love buying things for others, but when it comes to buying things for myself, I hate it. It feels like a waste of time. Rich, yeah, dude. Shopping in this economy? Damn, look at you. Let me know if the music gets too loud, by the way. I just want it blasting in my ears. Oh, that shopping. Okay. It's like what do you call it? Job benefits, right? Perks, yeah. Job perks. A thing of the past. I don't think any new jobs do that anymore. You don't get shit, dude. You're lucky if they give you a salary. Job perks is an ancient concept now, it feels like. Oh, what is this? I got a comic. You're the officer rendition, and Izol. Dude, I know that name. Why do I know that name? Where have I heard that name before? I know Izol. Destroyed. Good. Don't care. Dude, why is there nobody else doing this, dude? I mean, it's good for me. Because this one mission will get me through the calendar mission. But still. Yo, leave me alone. I hate cold and electric eczemas, dude. That's so annoying. I didn't bring my weapon, okay? Leave me alone. Boom. Mizoram, yes, Mizoram. True. Come on. Thank you, my god. Mm-mm. Come on. You wanna know what's funny? Nah, I'll tell you guys later. You know, through a small country and take over, we should actually. We should do that Kailasa thing. Do you guys know about the nation of Kailasa? Inspect the annual stuff for Almiram, all expense paid, so I only got free vacation. Nice. That's pretty sick, dude. I mean, perks of the job, you know. Well, guess what? I didn't get to go because I was stuck at home being busy doing what? Watching me? Aw. Don't miss your vacation for me, guys. Come on. I know you guys love me, but you know, you guys can go on vacation and stuff at least, you know. You don't have to sacrifice everything. It's okay. It's okay, Aveki. It's okay. I understand. Uni? Oh, you're not sure. I will believe you. It's okay. You don't have to. You don't have to. You don't have to admit. You're late, not streaming half the time. What do you mean? I stream almost every day. And I've been streaming longer than before. You have to admit. I've been streaming longer than before, though. Camera is lagging. My camera is lagging. Might be the brightness. But I've been streaming longer than because I want to stream longer than before. What? Whatever could you mean? Do you have this weird headache when you get you get like a cold? It's not like a headache, it's like a congestion. So weird. Being employed and unemployed too soon. Too soon, okay? Let's not be hurtful. Just because I'm not crying on stream doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. What the fuck? Legit, tomorrow is my last day. Melee weapon. Let's go to some SO, dude. What a pain in the ass. Bum 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 bum. Nope. I gave it away. Ooh, someone's leveling up this Tynax Prime. When will I get mine? Give without us, yes. I have a different account where I stream under a different name where I gave it away. It's so funny. So funny using weapons that I'm leveling and them doing no damage. Fake giveaway and boom boom boom. Where are they camping? How do you accidentally make that money? What does that even mean? I think that's how Elon Musk describes his net worth. I accidentally made $1 trillion. How the fuck how do I accidentally make that kind of money? I never seen Elon wearing Balenciaga though. He got fake money because he uses it all to pay someone to level his PoE account. Because he wants to be a nerd so bad for some reason. He's like, no guys, trust me, I'm also a nerd like you guys. Even after saying up, by the way, so what happened was I went to mining and noticed someone accidentally left the drones behind. So you stole basically. The secret to your wealth is stealing. That is also like Elon Musk. I see. Is it just Elon Musk on an alt account? What is happening? TM, damn. People don't want you to know this one trick. Stealing. To be fair, I'm assuming in space is just finders keepers situation. You find a buyer. Oh. Space world like Kiwi. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm assuming in a world like that, it's just finders keepers situation. Whoever finds keeps. Is that Hildren? Who is this powering me? We just spread out in all different directions. It's so funny. Was that a low sec? Ah, okay. Yo, chill. But I hate Shock Eximus. I'm the only one left, eh? That's fine. Luckily, I'm the host, so it's fine. Each and anyone want to think the ship and how much they fit. I mean, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, if they have drones worth 50 mil, and they probably have gear worth gear enough to like protect and decimate whoever is there, you know. $20 mil, damn. With that ratio, with that ratio, what is the was like their ship worth? What, 20 billion maybe? No, 50 billion. I guess. I don't know, my brain is not working. $2 to $5 billion. Okay. Yeah. No one wants to SO with me. I'm so sad. Everybody left. Anyway, if you guys have time, be fucking Titan. I have no idea what those are. If you guys have time, in the announcement channel on Discord, I have like all the games, not all the games, but like a lot of the games I have listed. If you like any of those, let me know, because I'm kind of wondering what I should play next. Now that DVH is done. Cheap trend, but still, yeah, makes sense. Steps, yes, true. Your humor knows no bounds. So funny. Makes me want to kill myself. Let's do incursions maybe. Will I get more? I don't think so. But what? Yeah, like, you know, they say a lot of people laugh so much they die, like that. Something else. What else could I even mean? What else could those words even mean? Get to reacting. I will. Give me one sec. I mean, at least level up some weapons. You guys have anything to watch? I was gonna look at League Classic. I don't know anything about it. Persona 5 I tried, I got bored. Found a way, okay. Okay. Let me know what to look up. Dude, hitting someone with that would be so hard. There's just like one part of it that is a blade. But I would like aim your melee attacks. You're better off using a sword or something. Fuck it. Present a long wait. Nope. I would rather jump off a roof. DMC 5. I have like a whole DMC collection. I might play through the whole thing. We'll see. Convert, yeah, let me drop the link, let me know. Tomorrow we'll have, yeah, really. No, day after. Machine is around 22 hours more. Probably day after. Is the cam lagging? Abbey Loop. What is this? Is it true crime? Okay, we'll look at it. Okay, let's look at some videos. Before we look into this, I want to look at League Classic. Apparently, they're bringing a mode. Hello, Krishna. Oh, how do you say it? Krishnathetic? Krishnathetic? Is it Krishnathetic or Krishnathetic? Let me know which one it is. All welcome to the stream, bro. How's it going? Welcome. We're gonna look at fun video lighthearted. Right. Right. Before that, I want to look at League Classic. Apparently, supposed to be like a league mode that is old League. I have no idea what old League was like, but I want to take a look and see if it's something interesting.
Yes, League Classic is coming. However, it is a game mode. The game mode they mined a while ago, that was codenamed.
Did you get it, Waterman?
That is in fact League Classic.
Are being this back?
I messed up and put it
Why?
on TV, so let's go.
Was anyone asking for it?
But firstly, it should have its own battle pass, which is no surprise. The more interesting thing is, though, it's going to have your own account leveling system. So you're going to start off at level 1 and get up to a max of level of 30. It's going to have its own shop, and they're going to be bringing IP back, so you can unlock things such as old.
And if I'll be playing this, yeah, same.
The system is also making a comeback. There is also a token bank.
Can you explain that game, bro? Which game? League? Warframe? DBH? And having nostalgia, I started in 2021. Same. But apparently they're bringing it back for some reason.
So there should be an old style battle pass shop. And the big new thing, which I still got no idea what it means, there is a voting system for.
You're watching at this one? This is League of Legends. League of Legends old version. Actually, they're bringing back a. Thank you for the follow, Christian Thetic. How's it going? This is League of Legends old version. They're bringing it back apparently.
Powers? There's only going to be 60 champions available in League Classic. No Mordekaiser, no Galio, which is a crime. But we will have Ari, Alistair, Mumu, Annie, Ash, Blitzcrank, Brand, Cho.
Not interested. I just want to take a look at it to see if it was anything interesting, but nah, it's fine. Anyway, before we get into this video, I want to cover something fun, something that I've been doing. Obscure gaming related news, which happens to be a lot of acquisitions or failed acquisitions, right? Definitely not because one of my TikToks blew up and I'm desperately trying to replicate it. Okay. The thing I want to talk about today is Switch, Nintendo Switch. A lot of people have been playing it. A lot of people have been loving it. One of the biggest consoles in the world. And if I told you, would you believe it if I told you that at one point, it was a real possibility that it would have been Microsoft Switch instead of Nintendo Switch? Okay. So the story goes back to the OG Xbox. Okay, this is 2000, late 2000, early 2001. They're working on releasing Xbox, right? And what helps Xbox more than anything? The Rock. They brought in The Rock to promote it. And after that, what does a console need? Right? Exclusives. Exactly. You guys are so smart. My God. A console needs exclusives. But it needs exclusives. The same reason why Sony is making the games exclusive again. Even though they're doing good numbers on PC, they're making a lot of money on PC, but they still want to go back to being exclusives again with their games because they drive sales. Right? And they noticed that not a lot of people on PC, in fact, most of the people who play their games on PC were not buying PlayStation, and they were never going to buy a PlayStation anyway, right? And when Xbox was planning their launch, they wanted some exclusive for their console. And the first thing they did was go to EA, right? They went to EA and they were like, you know what? We are making hardware and we want you to make some exclusives for us. And EA said, no thanks. Okay, not interested. So what did Microsoft do? What did Microsoft do? They had the genius idea. They had the genius idea of asking Nintendo. And they went to Nintendo and they said, you know what? We will buy you, right? We will acquire you as part of Microsoft. And as part of Microsoft, we wanted to focus on making games for Xbox because we looked at your hardware. At that time, Nintendo was also working on a console. And they said, your hardware is shit. Ours is better. So you should make games for us. And for context, the hardware that they were developing at the time, GameCube. And we know GameCube did do numbers. Okay. And Nintendo basically laughed at them, right? And they were like, yeah, right. And this is not just me saying it, okay? This is verbatim what happened. This is verbatim what happened. This is a transcript from that time, right? They first reached out to EA. They said no thanks. Then Nintendo. they just laughed their asses off. Like imagine an hour of somebody just laughing at you. That that was the kind of meeting. That was kind of how the meeting went. So basically, they were talking to Nintendo, and the entire time, this is what was happening. Nintendo was just laughing at them because the idea of Microsoft acquiring them was just so funny to them. And they were like, nope, not happening. And that is why this never happened. But for a moment, there was a non-zero possibility that Microsoft Switch could have been a reality. Imagine. I just want to bring that up real quick. Oh, too loud. Too loud. Or a moment, yeah, or a moment. Dude, that's so funny. You have so much knowledge. No, I just Google stuff. that was the trick, okay? That was the trick. 90 app session, that's going on TikTok. Dude, the TikTok people loved the Warframe acquisition story, so I'm just trying to desperately replicate it at this point. I'm like, yes, please. Could this be my niche? Could yapping be what I will be known for? Anyway, with that being said, let's move on to this. Yeah, by the way, about the thing about knowledge thing, dude. I don't know shit. The only thing I do is I Google a lot, and people mistake that for me knowing stuff. All this information I just Google before stream. What's your favorite mobile game? Ooh, I don't play mobile games mostly because the only type of mobile games I play are vertical. For example, there's a card game called Underhanded, which I like, and I hate holding my phone horizontal. I don't know what it is. I hate doing it. So most of the gaming I do is on my PC. But I did play MOBA. I did play Mobile Legends. I played Honor of Kings. I played Pokemon Unite. I don't play it anymore, but I used to play PUBG at like back when PUBG was not bad. Yeah. Mostly what I do on my phone is like just doom scroll at this point. Anyway, let's check this out. I will loop YouTube's darkest mystery, courtesy of Waterman. Let's see. Who's your favorite Mobile Legends character? Who did I play? Dude, Obsidia, I think. Obsidia, yeah. I played Obsidia a lot. Legit just played Obsidia up till Mythic. Yeah, I think I don't remember how many stars. I was playing. I was playing Obsidia, Gold Lane, just every day. Time pass. It was fun. Do you play Mobile Legends? Any other games? Following YouTube video content may be upsetting and distressing for some. Your discretion is advised. Is it TOS? I'm assuming it's not TOS, right? Because I don't know. It doesn't seem TOS. Let me know if there is anything I should skip. Also, this is a disclaimer for you guys. Also, let me know if the audio levels are fine.
August 5th, 2011. A channel appears on YouTube serving as a promotional page for an up-and-coming company called Aviloop, a brand that boasted unbeatable deals in the world of aviation.
If it's aviation,
that same day,
if it's aviation, wouldn't it be Aviloop, as in Avi, as in aviation?
Videos were uploaded, each showcasing young women dressed as flight attendants, detailing some of the many services that Aviloop provided.
Is it one of those? It's a business, but it's not a business. It's human trafficking. It disguised as a business situation. I mean, what else could it be? I'm like, dude, like I see this situation. I'm like, yeah, this is just human trafficking, isn't it? Interesting. I don't like the way it is happening, and the way Nightbot is doing. I set up Nightbot to promote my recent video, which is the DBH review, but because I'm also streaming on there, it is promoting a stream which is against TOS, I'm pretty sure.
These would be the only videos ever uploaded to the channel, as from that moment on, the page was abandoned, giving Aviloop a lifespan of just one day. The one day is
a certain character, okay.
Set in motion a mystery that remains unsolved to this very day. A mystery surrounding the company at the core of this channel and the services that it allegedly provided, with no one being able to answer the seemingly simple question, what was Aviloop? And the more you search for answers, the more deranged this trail becomes. This is the story of Aviloop, YouTube's darkest mystery.
And there's no catch.
Is it like a Mile High Club escort service or something?
So what are you waiting for, Captain?
Welcome to Aviloop, your collective buying website for anything aviation.
The formula for Aviloop's content was simple. A young woman stands in front of a static white background dressed in a flight attendant's outfit. They refer to themselves as deal attendants, and their job seems to be sharing.
Worse? What do you mean worse? How could it be worse?
We offer deals on flight lessons, pilot accessories, fuel.
Okay, I've been considering putting up chat on my screen. The only reason I haven't been doing it is because I wasn't sure if like random people are gonna come in and say shit. If you guys promise you will be nice, I'll start doing it from next stream.
Services, charter flights, and even small aircraft. You don't see that very often.
The brand marketed a number of unique aviation-related services, making them appear as a one-stop shop for anyone in the industry or just anyone interested in flying. Aviloop claimed to do it all, and at unbeatable prices too.
Our deals are usually 50 to 90% off.
Promoting deals of 50 to 90% off. It hardly seems like anything mysterious, just your standard subpar ad from the early 2010s. But the more you watch, the less clear it becomes what exactly Aviloop did. They left their business incredibly vague. There were no prices, no locations, and rather they just listed a bunch of flying buzzwords, offered at deals that seemed impossible. For example, they list fuel supply among their offerings, but how are they actually getting the fuel and providing it at 50 to 90% off? And where in the country or even the world are they offering it? It just doesn't seem realistic. What they're
I do.
saying is so
I knew it, dude. I knew something sus is happening.
about it, the
I
less
knew
sense
it.
it really makes. It just seems too good to be true. Not to mention how bizarre it is that this unknown company could come in and offer literally anything you could want that's flying related, with such exorbitant deals. Admittedly though, this is easy enough to ignore, and play off as an ineffective or even deceitful advertisement. But there was something else that was much harder to ignore about these commercials. With that being, the deal attendants themselves. Despite Aviloop claiming to be a professional aviation business, it's difficult not to notice how cheap these women's outfits appear. They're clearly costumes rather than real flight attendant uniforms, and they're clearly over-sexualized too.
Yep.
They're essentially dressed as fetishized versions of actual flight attendants, which is bizarre as one of the services that Aviloop claims to provide is staffing for flight crews, which would include actual flight attendants. Yet, for whatever reason, they chose to dress these girls in seductive costumes. If they were trying to make these advertisements look professional, they were failing miserably. And it wasn't only the outfits that had a strange sexual undertone to them. It was also the script that the girls were reading.
Whether you want to learn to fly, charter an airplane, or just see more girls like me, or to see more girls like me, Aviloop can help. Aviloop can help. So what are you waiting for, Captain? And remember Top Gun? Clearly your attractiveness increases with every flight under your belt.
Bizarrely, the videos themselves were filled with sexual innuendos.
Anyone who claims that humans were not meant to fly never experienced the thrill of their own successful landing. Get ready to fly big boy airplanes.
I knew it, dude. The moment they said something, I'm like, I can tell.
Which goes hand in hand with the outfits that they were donning.
Ah,
Now, some might argue that this was a sign of the times. In 2011, edgy and over-sexualized
my God. Let's fix this real quick. Seem normal to me? Yep. Everything's normal, baby. Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it.
marketing was still very much in the norm, with several major companies building their entire brands around the approach. But the only problem here is that the videos made it unclear what Aviloop was even supposed to be offering. Despite saying a lot, the lack of details made it entirely ineffective. Like the business itself was an afterthought, with the focus instead being on these women. In fact, even in the channel's description, they simply wrote, "Meet Aviloop deal attendants." This is the official page for a brand new company trying to promote its services. And that's all they had to say. That's how they marketed their entire company. Making some wonder what was actually the role of these deal attendants, and what was actually the purpose of Aviloop. The first and most likely theory at this point is that Aviloop was an overambitious company that used over-sexualized marketing to build intrigue around its brand, at a time when others were doing the same thing to great success. Maybe they weren't even off the ground yet and over-promising on services.
But I'm telling you, it's a human trafficking ring. I can tell. I can smell it. I can smell it from here. It's a trafficking ring.
They hoped to one day be able to provide, but for the time being, we're just throwing out there to get more people to visit their website. But with such a focus on these deal attendants, and just how strange these videos come across, some were left with a different theory, that rather than Aviloop using sex to sell their service, maybe sex was their service. The theory goes that Aviloop was a front for pornography or even prostitution, poorly hidden under the guise of this fake aeronautics company. This would explain the prominence of these deal attendants, as they themselves may have been the actresses or prostitutes. And it also explains the lack of information about the company itself, as the reason their deals and services don't seem to make any sense was because they weren't actually
it's like a lot of like illegal services have this like inside language or inside like code words that if you know what I mean. Like people they're trying to serve will understand what it is.
It's all just a cover-up. And honestly, just going off the eye test, this is how the page comes across. But there are other details that make this theory a lot more.
Why would you traffic humans? I'm assuming either for escort service, porn, or cannibalism.
More compelling. For starters, in numerous videos, they mention an unusual feature of their website, that users can vote for their favorite deal attendant and win prizes as a result.
You can even vote for your favorite deal attendant and win special prizes.
With one of these special prizes later being revealed to be a one-on-one video call with one of these deal attendants.
I have a worse possibility in my mind, but I won't bring it up.
This shows that the deal attendants weren't just for marketing, they were a core part of the services offered to Aviloop users, making one wonder what was actually happening on those video calls, and was it perhaps something sexual? And it goes even deeper than that, as there's a reason why I mentioned prostitution specifically in this theory, with that reason being a line mentioned in one of these videos.
To purchase this deal, you must hold at least a private pilot license and a current medical certificate. Don't miss out and click on that big blue button. You know you want to.
The deal attendant mentions that all customers needed to provide an up-to-date medical certificate.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't something that's necessarily unheard of in the aviation world, but it certainly isn't the norm,
True.
at least from what I could tell. But in the context of this theory,
Yeah, like
it makes
annual or
complete
like
sense.
biannual
If they
checks,
truly
no?
were operating some sort of prostitution ring, then their customers having an up-to-date medical certificate would be imperative to
That would
prevent
make
the
sense.
spread of STDs.
Yeah, makes sense.
It's strange enough to make this theory feel legitimately possible, but even if it wasn't true, it seems obvious that there was something off with this channel, and we haven't
So the
even
editing of this
discussed-
video is so good. Can I say that? Like, I know this is like a disturbing subject. Something disturbing is gonna happen. I can feel it already. But the way it's edited is like good. I mean, I'm talking about like technically. Like the sound design and the music and like the ambient
And if
sound.
you you can hear unusual sounds in the background.
And you want to add multi-engine to your Pretty Green license, this is your opportunity to do it at 50% off. Add multi-engine to your Pretty Green license, this is your opportunity.
What was that? Excuse me?
To your Pretty Green license, this is
Yep.
In the background, you can hear what appears to be someone moaning in a blatantly sexual manner.
this
Could that
was
be
loud
like
enough for even the deal attendant to take notice. It's very unusual, and certainly not a sound that could just accidentally happen on a typical film set.
the
which
YouTube
makes it
channel?
all the
Yeah, it's pretty
stranger
good.
Then another inexplicable noise was heard in the background
You're sure it's not TOS?
different video, and this one left viewers far more distressed.
You want to learn to fly, charter an airplane, or to see more girls like me? Aviloop can help.
Okay.
Or to see more girls like me? Aviloop can help. Or to see more girls like me? Aviloop can help.
Yeah, it's just very vague.
Some believe that this is yet another sexual moan, while others swear they can hear a specific word. The word help.
Yeah, it's almost sounds like someone shouting.
It's incredibly concerning, especially if this prostitution theory is true. I mean, there's just so many implications to it.
Yeah,
And the link between prostitution and human trafficking.
But
exactly. That's the first thing that my mind thought of. Like as soon as I saw the whole thing, I'm like, yeah, this is a trafficking ring. You know?
And this could all be part of the marketing. Maybe this was all just a ploy to get people to visit their website, roping you in with these sexualized, creepy, and even concerning videos that almost demand that you dig deeper. Well, if this is the case, then surely visiting their website would help put this mystery to bed.
Mm-hmm.
At the time these videos were uploaded back in 2011, those visiting the Aviloop website would be met with a rather lackluster experience. The homepage was dull and uninviting, and seemed about as vague as the videos promoting it.
Interesting.
However, they did have an About section that attempted to describe the service more in depth. There, they mentioned that the primary goal of Aviloop was safety, as they believed that making training and other aeronautic services more accessible could in turn help prevent accidents, which strangely was never even hinted at in their videos, and is never mentioned again on any other portion of the website. But it was in this About tab that they listed even more services that they claimed to provide. Services like navigation equipment, headsets, and pilot vacations, among many other things. Basically anything even remotely related to flying, they sold it. Or at least claimed to, and they insisted that they did so cheaper than anywhere else by using collective bargaining, a process that they would go into greater detail about. Basically, Aviloop acts as a third party, partnering with aviation businesses to promote unique deals on their site. Each of
Okay.
these deals has a quota that must be hit for it to actually go through.
Okay.
So if enough people buy the deal, the quota is reached, and everyone gets a voucher to do or receive whatever they paid for.
Makes
But if
sense.
the deal doesn't reach its quota, then everyone is refunded and the deal is voided with
Makes
no cost
sense.
to the users or the business. Aviloop was the middleman, which could explain how they managed to offer such impressive deals and such diverse services. Though again, this is just what they were saying, begging the question, was anything...
Okay, I will not pause as much as I usually do because this is like a 35-minute long video. It's going to turn into like a 3-hour reaction. But yeah, so it looks on the surface, it looks like a normal business. What I'm wondering about is like what, like it only stayed for a day. That's the thing. It only stayed up for a day. So something must have happened. You know,
actually being sold
they got
on
spooked or something.
aviloop.com.
Maybe it was never meant to be on YouTube.
Deals were
Maybe.
sorted by general locations, and most consisted of flying lessons, museum trips, or even
Or did they
temporary
get scared?
tours. However, there was something unusual about these listings. Bizarrely, almost every deal on the site was marked
Got
as
caught maybe? Yeah,
each
possible.
having ended in 1969, which
I mean, I would
obviously
assume if you're running something illegal, why put it on YouTube, you know?
throughout the entire website's history that were ever even active. And even then, there didn't seem to be a way to actually purchase them. This end date of 1969 was either some sort of glitch, or it was intentionally set that way, as the year just so happens to be yet another sexual innuendo.
Yep.
So what should prove the company's legitimacy actually only makes this company seem more suspicious. It was like they were trying to make it appear as if they were selling all these different things, yet in reality they were hardly offering anything. What they were offering wasn't even available for purchase. This set me on a hunt trying to find any sort of testimonials or reviews from any Aviloop customers, but strangely I couldn't find a single one. In fact, the only proof that I could find that anyone actually used the service was an Aviloop patch that I found floating around on eBay. And the only reason that this is at all significant is that these badges were included in most of the offers on their website. But this isn't substantial in any way, shape, or form.
Could just be from the manufacturer.
Wasn't actually a customer, and
Yeah.
was instead a patch collector that must have somehow obtained it.
Could just be from a manufacturer.
Actually ever bought something from this website, and if this whole marketplace was really just a ploy, which takes us back to that lingering theory. Just like the Aviloop channel, the website featured these deal attendants, and just like the channel, they seemed to be the primary focus. Their involvement was plastered all over the website, with the whole business model appearing to hinge on their involvement, which the site was not afraid to outwardly admit. What is the first thing you look for on our deal pages? We understand. Go ahead, check out our deal attendants. They sure are stunning. Vote for your favorite deal attendant for a chance to win a one-on-one VIP video chat with one of the girls. You will find our models are not only beautiful, but also fun and interesting to talk to. Just have fun. Feel free to bask in the glory of your win.
Wasn't there like a Japanese weather channel that kind of did this whole fan meet thing for their like hosts? And there was like a big scandal because one of them turned out to have one of them had like a boyfriend, and then people found out and they were really mad at her that she had a boyfriend. And then I think she was fired. I think she was fired from the channel. Something like that. Something stupid like that.
Of your friends. After all, not everyone gets to brag about video chatting with.
Never heard of it. Yeah, I think she was called Saya something. There's a video.
Process of
I remember watching it.
Deal attendant was something that they heavily pushed, going as far as to reward one voter each week with the aforementioned private video call. And when discussing these calls, they not so subtly hinted that they weren't just ordinary video chats. Writing, "You will be talking to real successful fashion models with exciting backgrounds. Many are big aviation fans, so you will have a lot to talk about. You never know. Vote, win, chat. You never know."
You never. What the fuck do you mean? What do you mean you never know? There's nothing else that could mean other than like what relationship? They could fall in love with you. Isn't that like the stripper cope that a lot of people have? That strippers act like they're into you, but you never know. She might actually be into you. Like she has to love one person, right? What if that one person is you?
Prevalent on the site than even on the channel.
With this line seeming to hint that winning these video calls could entail.
That's the thing. That's the thing, dude. It's like, what are these hints? What is the Scooby-Doo ass website? Why are you like dropping hints like you're a Scooby-Doo villain? What is happening?
Encounter with a deal attendant, which only seems to bolster this theory even more.
If you're running something illegal, keep it like completely covered or keep it completely overt. What is this? What is this hint dropping breadcrumbs everywhere?
Here where or at least given a bit more context as to why these women or deal attendants are being used. And according to the site, it wasn't as sinister as it seems. Under the business section, which is used as an FAQ for companies wanting to promote their deals on Aviloop, they wrote, "What is the deal with deal attendants? As a business, you have the option to include a professional video of one of our stunning models on your deal page for a flat fee. She will deliver a 30 to 60-second message describing your promotion. Our deal attendants are real professional models who work for high-end clients. Why should I include a deal attendant? Although our promotions get a lot of exposure,
What is
the deal
happening?
attendant has the potential of making it viral on
Why
social
do they make everything sound so weird? Actually, let me turn on the brightness a little bit.
There's a lot
So
to unpack
bright.
here. For starters, this explains how Aviloop makes their money. They're basically charging companies to run ads using these deal attendants, and the videos on their channel.
I mean, to
are
you
set
it
to
looks normal, but it just turns on the brightness
Calling
for
them
me.
professional is extremely generous, and I can't imagine any companies actually wanting to use this service. And given that these are the only videos that they shared, I don't think many, if any, actually did. But in this explanation, Aviloop is all but admitting to using these deal attendants to rope people into visiting their website,
Yep.
over-sexualizing them to lure in perverted internet users, giving them false hope that they'd be able to interact with these women and maybe even sleep with them. And in exchange, these users keep coming back to the site under this false hope, which maybe could lead to them purchasing it.
There are just horny ass men out there bidding on like aviation parts just so they can get with the deal hosts. Imagine someone's out there bidding on a carburetor or something. You're like, this time it's gonna work. So someone's out there in a bidding war with someone else or a propeller because they wanna get on a call.
It's an insane business model, and one that really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I mean, they're claiming that this is a service for professionals and real aviation fans.
It's like Family Guy cutaway gag, and you look at their room, and behind them they have like all aviation parts lined up. They have like a wing, a cockpit, a door, shit like that behind them.
Primary reason of making our skies safer, yet they aren't actually offering anything but the prospect of talking to women.
This time it's gonna work. It's gonna work this time.
Service. And even the deals that they did list seem to contradict the primary goal of this company. I mean, how would a trip to the museum help with aviation safety? And how would a temporary tattoo help with that either? And on the topic of these tattoos, they're also extremely sexual in nature. They were meant to mimic pilot stripes and be put on your shirtless shoulders, with a package reading, "When a uniform just won't do," and the description adding all sorts of innuendos.
Who the fuck would get that, dude?
Just how strange the writing is.
That is such a lame tattoo. If you're a pilot, get a better tattoo. What do you mean you're just gonna get your stripes on your shoulders? What? Get a better tattoo.
Entire website. As here they write,
You're better off ripping off a design from Google Images.
Captain, you deserve to have your epaulets tattooed. We wish someone had these on board of the Miracle on the Hudson flight. Just imagine the look on the pilot's face if someone handed these to him. So why not keep a pair in your wallet and thank the Sully in your life for the next flight? Every safe landing deserves recognition, and this gift is sure to make their day.
Yes, I'm gonna have pilot stripes tattooed here, and every time I'm on a flight, I'm gonna go to the pilot and do this. Said, look, I got these for you out of respect for
It's
pilots.
not only sexual, it's also nonsensical, and feels like it was written by AI at a time when AI wasn't even a thing.
Everything about Aviloop feels wrong. The lack of any tangible goods and services, the overly convoluted business structure, and the lack of any public customers just makes this company appear so fake. But that doesn't inherently mean that they were actually involved in pornography or
True.
prostitution.
We haven't seen any
Despite
proof
all
so
these
far.
innuendos, there is no direct mention of the sale of sex anywhere on the website from what I could see. And unfortunately, much of the website is lost to time, as in 2016 the site would go down, replaced by another random URL, making it impossible to know what this platform was actually like for those who signed up for it. What were they actually being offered? What were they discussing amongst themselves? And what happened on these video calls?
That's what I'm saying.
No, as what I've shown is pretty much all I was able to salvage from the Wayback Machine. However, Aviloop didn't stay down forever. In 2019, Aviloop.com re-emerged.
Okay,
This
finally.
time, it looked very different. Gone were the deals, the business model, and most importantly, the deal attendants. And in its place was what looked to be a generic template website. They still claimed to offer some of their services, but they were now left even.
That's how I know it's a trustable business, dude. When they use stock images, that makes you trust a
No attempt
business.
to even make it look like you could purchase anything. Even the innuendos were gone. It was quite literally as bare bones as it gets.
Good. I think that is better. If you're doing something illegal, have like a dumbass website.
Like a sham website, void of any notable information. With one exception. There was a single new addition to the site, as at the very bottom you could find a short bio, not of a deal attendant, but of a legitimate pilot named Nadia Marinko, the creator of Aviloop.
And she was on the
This
thumbnail.
revelation is huge, as Nadia Marinko was a well-known and extremely successful pilot, which makes Aviloop all the more confusing, as you would think that her involvement in the company would help legitimize it, and make
Yep.
it seem more likely that Aviloop was a real company after all.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, it actually did the exact opposite,
Why?
as her involvement plunges this mystery into a whole new depth,
Why?
depth far darker than we've yet to discuss.
¿Por qué?
Born in Czechoslovakia in 1986, Nadia dedicated her younger years to modeling, landing multiple high-profile roles in her country. And by the age of just 15, these roles led to her being moved to the United States to help continue this budding career.
Dude.
But by 20, her interest had shifted to a different
Dude, underage pageants are brutal, dude. Are brutal. Like, I've seen so many stories about kids suffering through like underage pageants because of how much pressure it puts on them to look good and to like look skinny, wear the right clothes. And it just does something to them that like it just stays with them for the rest of their lives, you know?
kind of runway. She became obsessed with flying and had a natural talent for it too, quickly rising through the ranks and gaining certifications faster than most others could at that age. By 25, she was considered extremely accomplished for someone so young, and her resume would soon reach a wider audience when she began leveraging social media.
Let's go.
She posted videos under the alias Gulfstream Girl, and eventually Global Girl, where she marketed herself as a supermodel turned pilot, which worked to the tune of millions of views. Nadia Marinko
Makes sense.
was a star in the aviation world and on social media too, and it was during the height of this success that she started Aviloop. It clearly wasn't meant to be some big secret either. She actively promoted it on numerous occasions, doing interviews on podcasts and even taking it to a trade show. If this was a front for something nefarious, she was doing a bad job of keeping it discreet, which seems to back up our first theory. And it would be very easy to settle on that theory and just call it a day, had being a model and a pilot been all that Nadia was known for.
What else was she known
There
for?
was something that she was hiding from her audience, a secret in the form of a bond with one man whom she was working closely with at the time that Aviloop was launched. A
Epstein.
man by the name
Dude, that was a jump scare. That was a jump scare. What the fuck? Nah, that was a jump scare, dude. Legit got scared. I thought it was gonna be this guy. So I just said Epstein because I was like I've been talking about trafficking so much, but oh.
of Jeffrey Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein has been arrested on new sex trafficking charges of soliciting and
who famously obviously self-exited. Obviously there was nothing nothing suspicious about how it happened. Dude, have you guys seen the Onion that made a mockumentary on Epstein? It's so funny.
procuring minors for prostitution.
He was involved in trafficking young women and
Okay,
children
so she
over to
so she was advertising for him.
In case you're somehow unaware, Jeffrey Epstein is the most prolific pedophile and human
Oh, the New York financier. Yes. Yes. The famous New York financier. We know Epstein. Yes.
trafficker maybe of all time. He carried out a large-scale human trafficking operation, bringing children to his private island that he and other elites exploited in horrific ways. It's one of the biggest news stories of my lifetime, and over the past years, there's been so much talk surrounding the acquaintances.
It's insane how much proof came out, and then nothing happened, dude. Literally every single person mentioned, chilling. Trump bombed Iran a bunch. And everybody just ignored it. They got so much power, yeah. Insane. They just stayed quiet, dude. They just stayed quiet, and eventually there was like a momentum it had, the Epstein file thing, and the momentum kind of died. They legit just waited it out and bombed a couple of countries as distraction. Insane work.
Who is connected with him, and how close were they?
The only person who had any consequences from it is, I think, Prince Andrew.
Of all these people in Epstein's circle, few, if any,
Bill Gates is fine. Bill Clinton is fine. Elon is fine. Who famously asked to be on the island and they were like, we'll let you know.
were closer to him.
Do you have any idea how weird you have to be for human trafficking pedophiles to not want to be around you? And that guy is now a trillionaire, by the way.
Nadia Marenko. It's a difficult subject to discuss, but Nadia is considered one of Epstein's victims. He found her through her modeling job when she was just a teenager.
And she didn't just come to the United States for work. Epstein himself brought her, after allegedly purchasing her from her father.
What followed was Nadia becoming his self-described sex slave. It's a horrible and unimaginable fate, but while Nadia appeared to have been a victim of Epstein, that wasn't all she was.
Damn.
Because after becoming an adult, she also became Epstein's accomplice.
Yeah, that is a sad reality of... It's like a weird version of Stockholm Syndrome, right? You end up developing affection towards the abuser. Also, I forgot to run ads today, so a bunch of people probably got pre-rolls. But it's too late at this point to be running ads, so GG's, baby.
When Epstein was first investigated by the FBI back in the 2000s, many of his victims came forward and claimed that Nadia was not only present for their abuse, but she was a willing participant, there to satisfy Epstein's criminal sexual desires by, on occasion, directly participating in sexual abuse and prostitution of the minor girls.
Sad.
Epstein was eventually given a sweetheart deal for these crimes in 2008, which led to him serving just 13 months in prison. And as part of that deal, Nadia was given...
And then he was so sad he self-exited with no other involvement.
Complete immunity, meaning she never faced any sort of repercussions for her use of children. But despite being a free woman by the time that Epstein was thrown in jail, she stood by his side, living in his New York City home, waiting for his release. And while he was behind bars, Nadia would visit him roughly 70 times. These two were deeply connected, even well after she was his slave, with Nadia even making a scrapbook for Epstein, which is just so terrifying that I had to at least mention it in this video. It would be several years later in 2012, a time when Nadia had long since left Epstein's home and his control, that Nadia would rejoin his operation, this time with a brand new role. She became one of Epstein's pilots, taking victims and perpetrators alike to and from the island.
That's insane, dude.
The Lolita Express.
What happened on the Lolita Express?
Everything that happened on the Lolita Express and his other planes was the same thing that happened in his bedrooms and the massage rooms. The abuse did not stop because we're in the air. Jeffrey couldn't take a 2-hour flight without having to ejaculate. Like, that's how sick this man was.
Nadia Marenko was directly trafficking children for Epstein, and she was doing this in 2012, mere months after she started Aviloop. Which brings us to our third and most upsetting theory. That Aviloop wasn't a cover for prostitution,
Yeah,
but rather
I called
a
it.
front for child trafficking and pedophilia.
Mm-hmm.
Nadia's involvement alone and the timing of the company's launch, mixed with all the innuendos, the red flags, it all starts to make sense. And it's made even more disturbing when you look at the videos they posted on YouTube, as one thing I failed to mention so far is just how young these deal attendants look. There's obviously no way to conclusively determine their age from the footage, but some believe that they look to be teenagers and maybe even underaged.
Yeah.
Which would make sense for this theory, as the deal attendants wouldn't be prostitutes, but rather child victims. It's a theory that has to be considered. I mean, as crazy as it seems, Aviloop was...
That's a theory that fits the most, right? Because on like the business doesn't do anything on any other front. So this is the theory that fits the most.
Founded and run by a child trafficker who is actively trafficking children.
It's not like they're actually marketing aviation services. It's not like they're selling any aviation parts. There isn't a balance sheet to look at. All there is a suspicious ass website and a YouTube account. You know?
Started. And Nadia wasn't the only sketchy character involved in the site behind the scenes.
Epstein himself was as well. The two frequently emailed each other, and in multiple instances, Aviloop was discussed, with Epstein frequently giving her advice. In one email, he wrote to her, "Website is cool, mix of porn, Groupon, and flying. The marketing campaign could be, buy with us, we give a flying fuck." His mentioning of porn here is just more confirmation that Aviloop wasn't just an aviation company.
Yep.
But this also shows that Epstein was helping with the company, and he wasn't just doing this through friendly advice. Throughout his emails, you can also find dozens of receipts from transactions with Aviloop, totaling hundreds of thousands of dollars of payments sent directly to the company. Jeffrey Epstein was an investor in Aviloop, and a big one too, and he seemed to believe in the service so much that he even appeared to use it himself, as emails show him inquiring about booking flights through the company. Nadia at one point even offered to help Epstein through Aviloop,
writing, "Is there anything I can do for you? I can find a deal through Aviloop on anything you want. Airplanes, helicopters, cheapest charters, discounted fuel, or a new model/assistant."
She's literally offering Jeffrey Epstein a model through...
Yeah, because it's an aviation company, they can operate as a business and strike deals with like all these airplanes, helicopters, etc. I'm assuming for model or assistant, they would put out like a hiring ad and say we are hiring a cabin crew or something. And then once they have them in the office, they're like, you know what? This is where you work now.
Which more than hints at this theory being possible. I mean, she spells it out. And if they were in fact trafficking children through this service, this could give us a blueprint to how they were able to get their victims. Maybe they were finding models and having them fly out under the assumption that modeling is all they would be doing. Maybe these videos were even their tryouts for their roles.
Modeling or like cabin crew, you know, a lot of models do end up becoming cabin crew, because the modeling world is so brutal, and cabin crew is an area where a lot of models do well because comparatively speaking, it is not as brutal. You get to travel, you get a good, you get good pay depending on the airline you're working for, and you get stay, you get food. You know, it's like I have a friend working as a cabin crew, so she tells me about how the job is. So, and that is how I know, because a lot of our friends used to be models. You know. It makes sense. That's what I'm assuming they're doing with these girls. They're telling them, oh, you're a model. You could do well as a cabin crew. You're going to get paid good. You're going to get to travel, you know. All the things that young people want to hear.
Realizing what was to come. I mean, these women were referred to as models on the Aviloop website. And remember, modeling is exactly how Epstein found Nadia. And it's also how he found so many other victims, as he was known to use the modeling industry as a means of recruiting young and underaged women, offering them high-paying jobs and potentially career-making opportunities in order to lure them in.
That's
So
a
maybe
big
this
thing.
was all
Unfortunately, that's a big
exaggeration.
thing in fashion
Maybe
industry.
Nadia was simply taking a page from his book.
The fashion industry is so brutal that it is a thing, unfortunately.
The same style of entrapment that he used on her. It's so disturbing to even consider. And there's one more email that I believe is the most disturbing of all, that could allude to their alleged trafficking. An email with the subject line, Old Hairy Coconuts.
I ordered sweet young coconuts from Thailand for you, and they just arrived. Very yummy. I was going to ship them to you in Paris, but I hear you are coming back, so I will send them to 71st with Sarah, just so you don't have to drink juices from old hairy things.
Epstein was notorious for using code words in his messages, and it's not hard to see what Nadia may have meant by sweet young coconuts. So was it a joke or was it a coded message? It's hard to say, but this email was sent on November 13th, 2011, just 2 months after the launch of Aviloop.
Welcome to Aviloop, your collective find website for anything aviation.
So what was Aviloop? Well, to this day, we still don't have a true answer, but everyone has their theories, and most of them are not good. Many legitimately believe that Aviloop was a front for child
It is, yeah. That's what I think.
can see why. The connections and the strange material
That is
on
what
the
I think.
website and the channel make this impossible to write off as just some crazy conspiracy theory. And if this theory were to be believed, it makes the Aviloop YouTube channel that much more disturbing, as these videos would be advertisements for a human trafficking service that potentially included the victims as the stars. It's also possible that this was a hub for prostitution, and while sex work doesn't always mean human trafficking, just given the players involved, that would definitely still be a concern. There's also still the possibility that Aviloop was secretly a porn website, like Epstein seemed to suggest in his email, with this content perhaps occurring on those one-on-one video calls.
Yeah,
And there
probably
was one
like
email that I found that was sent from Epstein's assistant.
could be like a cam girl thing that Tate was doing. You know, Andrew Tate, who famously brags about running a campsite and how he was coercing a lot of his models to be on it. You know.
Story Cowles that makes this feel even more believable, as Epstein asks him what he was up to which Story responds,
Just playing online at Aviloop. Pouring rain. Love it. Love it.
The way these people communicate is just so weird and hard to decipher, but playing online at Aviloop certainly seems to suggest that this wasn't just a typical daily deals website. And if porn really was the draw, I think given the secrecy of it and the people connected, I would still be very concerned about where they were getting these actresses.
Yeah.
If they were even of age. Nadia's legal team has pushed back on these theories, claiming she was merely Epstein's victim and nothing more, and someone who allegedly worked at Aviloop claimed that the ad campaign was merely meant to be provocative.
Then why'd she visit him in jail? Why'd she keep meeting him? What are these emails? Like,
That's all.
come on.
This just feels so hard to believe.
If you're gonna lie, at least lie like it's believable, you know?
And regardless of which, if any,
70
of these
times
things are
exactly.
true,
What?
it seems so obvious to me that Aviloop was never meant to just be a normal company. I even question if perhaps Nadia had created Aviloop as a fake website, which Epstein could then funnel money into in order to make it look like Nadia was earning legitimate income. Something that she needed
Yeah,
to
what do you think she was doing going to jail 70 times? It's not like she was going to jail just to look at him and make fun of him. No, look at him through the glass and go. You think she goes in there 70 times just to make fun of him? Imagine.
in order to get her US visa.
I don't think that's what happened.
Which her emails to Epstein show she was clearly struggling with. And she seemed to allude to this at least being part of her reasoning for creating Aviloop in the first place, and part of the reason why she was asking Epstein for money. And ultimately, the only way she ended up getting that visa was through a deal that she made with the FBI that involved her informing them on Epstein's crimes. Her work directly helped lead to his 2019 arrest, and his ultimate death inside his jail cell that same year. And it was around the same time that Aviloop went back online with its fresh, scrubbed look, void of anything even close to being sexual.
Okay. I assume this is like them trying to kind of retcon it by creating a legit website now and going, see, we are legit business, you know? We are legit business. Don't worry about that old website. That was don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Look at the new website. New website looks legit.
And it's never been updated again. and there's hardly been any updates from Nadia herself either.
Yeah, it just looks like a huge effort to retcon their entire business and kind of cut off her links to him.
She made a brief appearance in a 2019 YouTube video where she pulled a prank on a flying instructor,
acting as an inexperienced student, only to surprise the instructor with how skilled she was. With Nadia going...
She was acting like a child in a video. It's just tough to not read into it, dude.
as far as to dress as a child.
Yeah.
But since then, her trail goes pretty much cold, and once the Epstein files started releasing around 2024, she disappeared from the public eye.
Yeah, I would assume so, like, you know.
Bizarrely, from that point on, the only trace of her seems to have come from images and videos from a monastery, which she seems to have joined. Nadia Mariko's work with the FBI and the immunity that she was given all those years ago makes it feel unlikely that she'll ever be prosecuted, or even investigated for whatever this whole operation was.
Yeah.
The reality, though, is that we don't know the full truth about Avilu, and it's involved in one of the most twisted and deep rabbit holes in human history. A rabbit hole filled with so many layers and cover-ups and corruption that I just hope that somewhere within all of it, we can eventually find an answer to the question, what was Avilu? But until then, it will remain one of the darkest mysteries, not only on YouTube, but across the entire internet.
Damn.
Hey guys, I actually have a super last minute update here. I completely finished this video, but there was something that was still bothering me. The question of who were these deal attendants?
Yes, I was also curious.
Information that could give us an ID, but everything was just wild speculation. But I decided to give it one last look, and I'm glad that I did because I actually think I identified two of them. I found an article that reported one of them as being a woman named Shannon Cusack, which explained that Shannon was actually a friend and maybe even roommate of Nadia at the time that she was starting up Avilu, and at the time of filming this ad, she was actually in her mid-20s. It seems like she might have just been helping Nadia out at the time with this. She even listed the job on her LinkedIn supposedly, though it's now since been removed. The other deal attendant that I might have found was Ashley, and it was actually thanks to a YouTube comment. And what's interesting about her was that she was a model, but she was also in her mid-20s around the time of filming this. And based on her blog, she continued to have a normal modeling career and seemingly normal life after her time working with Avilu, before she sadly passed away from cancer.
Oh no.
There isn't much to hint that
Fuck
she was
cancer,
ever
dude.
a victim of anything Epstein related. This is huge because a lot of people were falsely claiming that this girl was Ashley Martinez, a missing girl whose family is still searching for her to this day. But this doesn't appear to be the case. The only deal attendant that I wasn't able to ID was Claire, who does happen to look the youngest. But knowing now that these other women were of age, I feel more inclined to believe that maybe the women shown on the channel weren't
It probably was like a
the operation, or at the very least they weren't children.
Yeah.
Obviously, I can't say this for certain. That's not to say that that wasn't happening behind the scenes, of course. This just adds another.
Yeah, I think this might just be a campsite. I think that was just a campsite, and that was a front to the whole trafficking thing she was doing in the background, I think. Damn. Ooh, they added Lux. The transition feels so jarring. Looking at human trafficking to suddenly going, oh, they added Lux to 2XKO? No way. I mean, they did add Lux to XKO. Let's take a look. Lux and Samira, damn. What? Hold on, that way. Oh, okay, what is it? How long is it? If it's under 10 minutes, we'll see.
Light up the dark. And I'll be your beacon.
11, okay, what is it? But does she, what the fuck? Does she see C in this? Imagine. Hey, yo. Next is Samira.
You're in for the time of your life. make it a grand finale.
Come on, let's show us some movesets. Come on. Dude, is Samira good mid? I'm curious. Like, I've seen people play Samira, but I've never tried her. Ooh, interesting. The worst punishment till used today, good enough. Let's take a look.
Let's start with the bad and slowly work our way towards the stuff of nightmares. Number 8, the wooden cane. Many countries today still punish criminals by tying them up and whipping them. But just to make matters worse,
Yeah.
it's often done in front of their peers and loved ones. In countries like Singapore, criminals convicted of violent crimes or vandalism can still be sentenced to judicial. Here, the
Public
criminal
caning
is held where
still?
he has their ankles and wrists tightly strapped to a large wooden trestle. Before the criminal becomes a piñata, the cane is first soaked in water for a few hours. making it
Yeah,
a lot
dude.
more flexible.
Yeah, dude. It almost becomes a whip. It goes like, you know? You can do the same thing with the rubber. There's a joke saying, there's a thing we say in Telugu, chappu naanabetti kodata. It is, I will soak my flip-flops before hitting you with them. You know? You know the way mothers beat their kid with the slipper. I'll soak my slipper before beating your ass with it. Because you know when you soak rubber in cold water, it becomes hard, so it hurts more.
Primed for whipping. The man who carries out the punishment is a highly trained officer, trained to deliver each strike with maximum force and precision. After each strike, there's a long pause, just to make sure the criminal...
Dude, what hurts the most is the end of the stick, because this has the most velocity, and that is where it hurts the most. The middle is fine, I think. It still hurts, but this part is what hurts the most.
Every bit of pain that is humanly possible before the next powerful strike is delivered. The severity of the crime dictates...
Same thing with the water bottle, right? If you're hitting someone with a water bottle, hit them with the middle, it's fine. But you hit them with the end, it hurts. Yeah, he does
how
actually.
many strikes the criminal receives, but it can be as many as 24. Criminals are typically left bleeding with deep wounds and permanent scars.
There's a punishment like
And
this.
lifelong reminder.
They're just... It's just no one thought of abolishing them, is all. Like, it's a policy thing. Like, they were decided a long time ago. Nobody bothered to change them. And because they exist legally, that is what is practiced. That is what judges pass down, you know. It's up to policymakers to like pass new laws.
Of the hellish punishment they once received. Number 7, the White Room. There's a room so terrifying that it strikes fear into even the most hardened criminals. It's simply known as the White Room.
It would drive you
Inside Evin
insane.
prison in
Yeah.
Iran, there's a small, all-white isolation cell where the bright overhead lights never turn off.
That would be
All outside
insane, dude.
noise and human contact cease to exist.
That would drive you insane because the circadian rhythm would be all over the place. You couldn't tell what time it is. There is no sound, so your mind is bored. And that there is a video from. You could telling me I could survive this. You could, but it would have adverse effects on you because there is a video from Vsauce where he did this for 10 days. He was in a white room. Let me see if I can find it. He did this experiment where he stayed in a room isolated for 10 days. He did a psych eval before going in and did a psych eval after leaving, and his mind provably got worse in isolation. Minefield. There you go, this thing. This was a YouTube premium show back in the day, but it's free to watch now. You can see it says free. It used to be like a YouTube Red, if you remember what YouTube Red is. It was a show that YouTube sponsored, but the first episode he did was isolation. If it loads, I'll show you. See, YouTube originals.
Imagine.
See this room. He had food, water, everything he needed. The lights never turn off. One bed, that's all he had for 10 days. It's pretty good. I'm not watching the whole thing, but
This
if you want to look it up, if you want to watch it, you can find it. Yeah.
begins with the criminal being dressed in
If you're curious what happens, he like goes through each day. There are people monitoring him. They tell you how his vitals are and everything. It's pretty interesting.
before being thrown into a completely soundproof, all-white cell. The bed, walls, floors, and even the plate and food they receive are all white. But it gets even worse. The guards outside the cell wear cushioned shoes to silence their steps, ensuring the prisoner never hears a single sound from the outside world. You see, the color white wasn't chosen at random. White eliminates contrast, depth, and visual reference points. And since the brain doesn't get any stimulation from the outside world, it begins to create its own, tormenting the prisoner by spawning in
They
vivid
put me in a room with rats, and rats make me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. They put me in a rubber room with rats, and rats make me crazy.
hallucination and noises that are not really there.
that imagine that after 10 days I'm just there in the corner swinging. They put me in a room.
And because the lights never turn off, prisoners lose their sense of time, not knowing whether it's been days, weeks, or even months that have gone by. There have been reports of prisoners remaining in this cell for up to 8 months, with some claiming that even after leaving, they have never been the same since.
You can survive it. It's not like you would die. You would survive it, but it would have like adverse psychological effect for the rest of your life. It would do something. It would change your brain chemistry. For the White Room for a stream, I need to have enough money to do it. To build it.
Amputation.
When I do, I will. I might try it.
Like Iran, Yemen, Nigeria, and Saudi
They
Arabia,
do?
and are typically reserved for thieves. For example, in Saudi Arabia, thieves can still be punished by amputation of the hand, while armed robbers receive a
Damn.
little extra, having their hand and the opposite foot amputated.
What the fuck?
Now, before you get
Amputation
the
is
wrong idea,
insane.
These countries do sometimes take it easy on criminals and just amputate the fingers instead.
That's
Which
insane.
is exactly what is done in Iran. In 2025 alone, at least 3 thieves had the fingers on their right hands amputated. The punishment uses a guillotine-style machine, just a lot smaller. Here, prisoners are blindfolded, handcuffed, and restrained.
That's
The
better,
hand
I
is
think.
tied in place with the fingers pointing out. As soon as the sign is given, the lever is released.
That's better, I
It
think.
slams down on the person's hand, easily
That's a bit much. That's what I'm
removing
saying,
those
dude.
Fingers. They are then quickly stitched up if they're lucky, and sent back to their prison cells to walk it off. Number 5, castration. In countries like South
Yeah,
Korea,
dude.
Poland, and Indo,
Dude, chemical castration. I don't know if it's still a thing. I mean, it's still a thing, obviously, but dude, I remember watching, what was that movie? It was about Alan Turing. Was that the guy? The guy who made the Turing test? The guy who made the Turing machine? He was gay, right? I think, so he helped Britain win. I think it was Britain. I think he helped Britain win. And then they found out he's gay, so they chemically castrated him. And then he got so depressed because of the whole hormone fuck up that happened. Because chemical castration is like they this pump you full of like weird ass hormones. He got depressed and self-executed.
Indonesia. Anyone who's convicted
And that was the guy who helped them win the war. What? They're like, yeah, you helped us win, but you're kind of gay though.
of being inappropriate with children can be sentenced to chemical castration. This punishment typically begins after the criminal has served their sentence and right before they are set to be released from prison, where they will receive the first of many injections to drastically lower their testosterone and libido. The more severe the crime, the longer the castration period. Now, being injected so often does carry some side effects, but realistically, nobody cares. But in countries like the Czech Republic, castration is taken even further. High-risk criminals
Physical?
who continue committing heinous crimes can be permanently castrated. From 2000
You know what?
to 20...
You know what? He said if they continue to commit those crimes, you know what? I'm with it.
16 over 84.
If you did it one time, 2 times, if you did it 3 times, really, my dude? Yeah, you deserve to get your dick chopped off, dude.
biological castrations were carried out. But in recent years, the numbers have plummeted. After heavy international pressure, the law was changed. Today, they still perform permanent castrations, but are now only given to criminals who volunteer.
What do you mean volunteer?
Number 4, an eye for an eye. In Iran, the victim or their family can request an equivalent punishment for their attacker. This means they can request a life for a life.
Well, what in the Hammurabi, dude? It's like the law of Hammurabi, no? It was like one of the most ancient law systems. That is where the eye for an eye comes from. Who's volunteering for that? Maybe they do like you either pay this amount of fine. If you can't pay this fine, you have to get castrated. So I guess if you don't have that kind of money, or you don't want to take out loans to pay that kind of money, you're like, you know what? Chop it off. I don't need it anyway.
This case, an eye for an eye. The act of blinding someone as a form of punishment has been carried out a few times in recent years, with the most recent 3 cases occurring in 2022. Surprisingly, many of the cases were very similar. A person, for one reason or another, decided to throw acid on someone, causing the
Right, I'll never understand this. This happens so much.
person to lose their eyesight. The victim or their family can then legally request the same punishment for the attack.
I think that is what it is. Let me actually look it up. Law of Hammurabi. The Code of Hammurabi is one of the oldest, most complete deciphered written. Hammurabi's law. Yeah, this is see. Code of Hammurabi, Lex Talionis, best known for the phrase an eye for an eye. Code of Hammurabi, one of the oldest known laws.
It all begins with the person being restrained and having their eye or eyes held open. Acid is then dropped into the eyes, permanently blinding them. The drops are administered by authorities, but the
it used to be written on a pillar. Let me if I can pull up an image. See, legit a whole ass pillar that had like laws written on it. I think they used to like put it outside for people to look at.
To do it themselves. Well, as long as they can still see. The injury is then verified by authorities, and the attacker is sent back to prison to...
Imagine someone walks in, not blind enough actually. Bring in more acid, melt his eye a little more. Yeah, I don't think he's blind enough.
Serve the remainder of their sentence. Number 3, pushed off a cliff. This is one of the most disturbing and strangest punishments in the world.
How is that disturbing though?
Can still be sentenced to be thrown from a height. Now, as bad as that sounds, it only gets worse.
I mean, I'm assuming if they survive, you bring them back up and throw them again, which is like, yeah, it is like disturbing, but it's like compared to what we have seen so far, I feel like.
Here, the criminal is taken to the top of a cliff, then placed inside a sack. The sack is tightly sealed, and both the sack and the criminal are thrown off the cliff. But here's the twist. In the extremely unlikely event that the man survives the fall, he would then be freed from the sack, only to be hanged instead.
Just throw him
In recent
again.
years have been sentenced to receive this punishment. 1 man in 2002 and 2 in 2008. The punishment is incredibly rare and is only given to those who commit truly heinous crimes.
If you're gonna throw someone and you want to make sure they're dead, throw them head first. If you throw them legs first, they will break body parts but live. If you get the spine to snap, then it's done.
Even though these 3 men were sentenced by a judge to be thrown off a cliff, I can't 100% confirm they were actually thrown, since Iran ranks amongst the most heavily censored countries in the world, and this information is not easy to come by. Either way, the punishment is incredibly terrifying and not one you would ever want to receive. Number 2, capital punishment. Now, I could bore you and walk you through all the standard capital punishments that are used around the world.
Lethal injection, hanging, decapitation. What else?
Like lethal injection, firing squads, the electric chair, and...
What all this in Iran? What they got going on? They're just old laws, I think. I mean, they use a lot of countries have like old laws that they change with time, and some countries just never bother. They're either not in a situation to bother with changing laws, or they are not interested in changing laws. Someone has to take the initiative to change them.
hangings, but instead, I'm going to cover some of the most strange and terrifying variations of these executions that are still used in parts of the world. In Saudi Arabia, criminals who commit murder or drug-related crimes.
You're brave. I mean, I don't think you first, if you're alive to be committing crimes, I feel like. Oh, what the fuck is this?
Still be sentenced to be beheaded with a sword. Here, the executions that are still used in
What
parts
was
of the
that? I missed
world.
something.
In Saudi Arabia, criminals who commit murder or drug-related crimes can still be sentenced to be beheaded with a sword.
What do you mean
Here,
sword?
The criminal is kneeling on the floor with their arms tied behind their back. Their head is then leaned forward as the person trembles and waits for the executioner to strike. As soon as the signal is given, the executioner swings with all their might and hopefully removes the head on the first go. Of course, this is all done in front of a crowd, ensuring they get punished with severe PTSD as well. Then there's China, where execution
Why would you do sword though? Just use like a guillotine, dude. Use inventions. Use modern machinations.
lethal injections directly to a person's front door. On arrival, criminals are
That's cool,
apprehended
though.
and placed inside the van. They are then quickly strapped down and given a lethal cocktail injection. It's estimated that around 8,000 people have been executed in one of these vans, but the real number remains a mystery since the program is covered in secrecy.
What? Where in China?
Vans deliver lethal injections directly to a person's front door. On arrival,
What do you mean? I mean, if you're sentenced to lethal injection, do they let you go home? I'm assuming they let you be in prison, no? Or is it like Japan? Was it Japan? What country is it where you are sentenced to capital punishment, but they won't tell you when? It could be tomorrow, could be next week, could be like 50 years down the line. Before that, you could die naturally. Is it like they send you home and they're like, we'll come for you one of these days? And then you're just waiting for them to show up?
criminals are apprehended and placed inside the van. They are then quickly strapped down and given a lethal cocktail injection. It's estimated that around 8,000 people have been executed.
I'll just move countries. I'm assuming you put on some kind of like no-fly list.
These vans, but the real number remains a mystery since the program is covered in.
And China is like one of the most highly surveilled countries. So I'm assuming they have face tracking available somewhere. Swim? Nah. You're not swimming anywhere. Where do you go swimming? There's nothing. There's no place you can get to swimming from China.
Secrecy. Then there's hanging executions.
What's the closest? Japan, I guess, but that is like still far. There's Korea and Japan. Yes.
Countries still use the more humane method, the long drop, which instantly breaks the neck and causes unconsciousness. This method obviously requires a
this is the capital punishment we use in India.
Math formula to get right. Too short of a fall, the neck remains intact, and the person hangs there and slowly chokes. Too long of a fall, and it becomes a beheading, and a very messy and annoying cleanup.
Under this event,
But in countries like Iran, the math.
I went to this event. What event? Hanging? No, it's done inside the prison. There's no audience there.
Problem is simply tossed in the trash, and instead they use a method called the short drop, which is a lot more cruel and vicious. But hey, at least no one could ever say they're bad at math. Here, the criminal is rigged to a crane with their arms tied behind their back.
Do they just do it in public? No. There are prisons that are made for capital punishment that have the whole hanging thing, and they're transferred there a day or two before. They're fed, and then it's usually done in early morning, I think. There are like some laws about when it's supposed to happen. Famously, terrorists who did 26/11 in India, which is basically a mass shooting that happened.
They
They were hanged.
then slowly lifted a few inches off the floor. As the criminal panics and kicks, the rope tightens, and eventually, within minutes, the person passes out and stops moving. Number 1, stoned to death. Easily the harshest.
Basically, how you find out is there are the news channels see police vans driving into this specific jail, and then once it is done, they do like a press release saying, "Oh, it is done."
The most cruel punishment in the world has to be stoning. This punishment has occurred in
Oh
Nigeria,
yeah, stoning is a thing.
Somalia, and Iran in recent years, with Iran being the only country where stoning still exists in law as a punishment for adultery.
Yeah, I think it's just a lot of the old law. I think because of the fundamentalist regime they were under, they never bothered to change the laws. So a lot of their old laws are like old, you know.
Recent uses of this punishment actually came from angry mobs in Nigeria in 2020 and 2022, and before that, a militia group in Somalia in 2014 and 2018.
Yeah, militia groups is a different thing.
Before I move on to Iran, in both cases in Somalia, a judge within the area's militia group sentenced the women to be stoned to death for adultery. The women were buried up to their shoulders, with only their heads exposed, and then stoned to death by the militia group. All of this was done in front of the townspeople. The Nigeria incidents were very similar to one another as well. In 2020, a man accused of blasphemy was chased and stoned to death at a fish and vegetable market. But wait, it gets even darker. It's reported that even the local children picked up stones and took part in the execution. Then a few years later, in 2022, a woman was attacked by a mob and stoned to death at a college for the same reason. But let's talk about Iran, since they officially have stoning as a form of punishment. From 1980 to 2009, there were roughly 150 people, mostly women, convicted of adultery who were condemned to stoning, with the latest sentences taking place in 2017 and 2022.
Dude, here's the thing. Is there a country that stones men also? I feel like if you're stoning, stone both of them. Stone the cheating wife and the cheating husband. I feel like that is when you have my respect, you know? Stone anybody who cheats. Why are you just stoning the wife? I see, yes.
With the woman being buried up to her chest.
Do it for women. That's what I'm saying, dude.
Man.
Come on.
Officials then gather around the person.
Oh, they do it for men. They do it for men. Damn. You're buried up till your waist.
In 2022, the punishment begins with the woman being buried up to her chest or the waist if it's a man. Officials then gather.
Why the difference in height though? Even if I chat,
around the person,
don't tell her though.
In hand, and as soon as the signal is given, they begin to throw them. But here's the catch: if the person manages to escape from the hole, and only if they had
the parts are covered, it makes sense.
They could earn their freedom. In the second scenario, if the
here's what I assume. I feel like they were doing it like fully above ground, and they noticed that people would just be assholes and just aim for their parts. So they were like, you know what? We're just gonna bury them. Okay, focus on the task.
Manages to escape but were caught committing adultery, they are placed back in the hole for round 2. As someone who's extremely competitive, yeah, I'm beginning to think this might be a little unfair for the women.
They're like, we have like 10 people to stone today. If you keep doing this, we're not gonna get done. Focus on what you're doing. Damn, dude. I'm not really surprised by any of them, to be honest. Amputations maybe, but rest of them are like I knew that were happening. Those things were happening. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I'll wrap up today's stream. Thank you so much for dropping in. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had fun, because I did. I'll see you guys tomorrow. What should I play? Take a look at the list of the Discord and let me know what you guys think I should play. 2 minutes today. Yeah, what can I say? You weren't here, so I didn't feel like streaming. League 24 hour. Oh, yeah, I need to plan that. True. True. What if, okay, here's my trade offer. Instead of doing a 24-hour stream, what if I do a league week where I just play league every day? I'm going to sleep in 24 hours. That's the problem, right? I cannot sleep here. I sleep like downstairs, like on a different floor. Should be more, it will be more. What let's say I stream for what, 5 hours? 7, what is 7 5? 35 hours? Mm. Mm. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Just do a do ranked grind. See how far we can get. I need to find someone, dude. Let's see if I can find someone to get coached and shit. We'll see. And each time you raise his gifted sub, I cannot afford gifted subs. The baby steps decision was made before my current conditions. Cannot afford those. Colin Jinxie to coach you, yeah, right. This is hashtag bronze. We'll see how far I can get in a week. I'm curious. I was thinking of doing like a 1 month subathon, like a leagueathon, just playing league. Then I was like, should I be doing a subathon? Would people watch me? I kind of had like a mini existential crisis. Then I was like, let's try a league week first. Then we'll think about a thon. Anyway, even if you have any ideas, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.